Hey, what's up guys, welcome to this squad builder with me, boy FIFA 1 HD, back for another, and this time we are looking at a La Liga squad that comes in at an eye-watering 600k, very expensive, but you will be using some incredibly overpowered players, some really high rated ones too, that just combine to make some incredible moments, very easy with attacking and also very fun in general. Really solid at the back and just overall a really good team. So I hope you enjoy the video. I'm sure you guys will. If you do, please remember to hit that like button. Obviously, if you have any questions at all about the players, maybe some suggestions for improving the squad, leave all of that in the comments below, as I love answering your guys' questions. And without further ado, we will kick off in goal with the 88 rated Thibaut Courtois. Now, I saw a lot of people actually slating Courtois, but I think since the recent patch where they've improved goalkeepers and their sort of overall AI presence within the game, Courtois is actually a really solid goalkeeper. He's big, he's nice and tall, he comes and claims an awful lot of crosses and corners, he punches everything, he moves the ball away from the goal, really solid reaction, decent distribution. Overall, I just thought he was a really good goalkeeper that got down well, made great reactionary saves, used the ball wisely with his kicking, and just overall was a really solid pick in goal. Now we're going to go ahead and put in our defence. We're going to put the entirety of that defence in. We start off with Sergio Roberto at right back. At centre back we have the partnership of Titi, and then we have Milito, who is very good, and left back we have a slightly cheaper option in Gaia. Now overall, there's a lot of pace in this back four. You know, maybe Sergio Roberto isn't the fastest, but you definitely have the pace with Gaia. And as centre backs go, having the pace of Milito and, you know, decent pace. Obviously, it's an area that I've upped with the anchor chemistry style on Titi, but he's decent. And they've both got really solid defence and physicality. They move well across the pitch. Titi feels much faster than his in-game rating would suggest. And the two of them really do block off so many chances. They make tons of great tackles. They're very solid aerially. They're a threat at set pieces. And they're also very good at defending them too. I love the partnership of Titi and Eder Milito. Very reliable. Really good for catching players, but also just making great tackles and last minute blocks. Your fullbacks are really solid for going forward. You know, Sergio Roberto, even though he may not be the quickest, has such a great all-round presence. He's got decent enough pace, his shooting and his passing especially is incredible. Very reliable dribbling and decent defensive physicality. And much of the same with Gaia. Yes, he isn't maybe the best shot in the world, but he's very quick and he's got really solid passing and dribbling, so they can move the ball well. Everyone in this team is very comfortable on the ball. It's a real sign of La Liga players in general, and that is accomplished entirely by our back four, which is always a good thing. Now we move into the midfield, where the team really gets going, and our central defensive midfielder is going to be Casemiro. Now this guy, for his rating, his league and his nation, is surprisingly cheap, and the only thing that I can put that down to is his pace. You know, 62 pace, yes, isn't the most attractive on any player within FIFA, but it's usable, and especially where you're going to be using him in that heart of the midfield, the real screen in front of the back four. This guy does a great job, and he's also actually quite deadly at set pieces. He was always in and around the box. He finished up a lot of chances for me at corners, which was really handy. So he's also got a goal in him as well. His shooting's not too bad overall, but where he really excels is definitely his defensive positioning, his interceptions, his overall reading of the game, and then his distribution with the ball, and his movement with his dribbling is also very solid. A really good player, very good for winning the ball back and getting the team moving, which is exactly what you want from your CDM. Now the two central midfielders are going to be Artur and they're going to be Nabil Fekir. Now Fekir moving to La Liga was a real exciting prospect. You know, a lot of people do use La Liga squads, and Fekir's card is ridiculous. He's got good pace, especially for a midfielder. 78 is really usable, moves him across the pitch well. He's got insane shooting at 82. Then you throw in the fact that he's got 81 passing and incredible dribbling there at 88. Makes him a really usable player. Yes, his defensive side of things isn't incredible, but he does have decent physicality and he can win the ball back. But he definitely really excels in creating chances for others, moving the ball and carrying it well, but also finishing chances that do come out to him in and around the box. He is really lethal at scoring those finishes and very, very reliable for the team. Artur is a little bit more hit and miss. Maybe one of the areas that could be improved later on in the game when more cards are available. But as a tidy player that does a little job everywhere, no matter where he finds himself on the pitch, I thought he was really usable. He passed the ball well, he moved across the pitch well, decent dribbling, good enough defence and physicality to make a lot of tackles. And overall, I was pretty impressed with him for very, very cheap. Now we move on to the right wing, and this player was definitely for me the best player in the team. He's not the highest rating, but he was the most effective by far. 91 pace on Gareth Bale is ridiculous, so fast. Then you throw in the fact that he has 87 shooting, an area that I upped. He was lethal, so incredible with his movement, but also his finishes from both close and long range. So much power, so much accuracy, which is exactly what you want. He also had really solid passing and dribbling, and he's also got a decent enough defence and physicality to his game. Very good aerially also. I love Gareth Bale. I thought he was brilliant in this game. Obviously, you will see later on in our custom tactics that he actually played through the middle, which is why we start off in the 4-3-3, but I do move into an attacking formation where the formation does change and Bale plays through the middle, as I think you get more out of Bale in that area, although as a winger he does a very good job also. Now at left wing we have Marco Asensio. Now an interesting choice and not many that people would follow, but the way that this team moves, which I'll come to later in terms of the way that the formation changes, Asensio moves into the cam position, and in that area with the engine chemistry style on him, he's one of the best value players in this game. Absolutely ridiculous. 83 overall, but the stats of 81 pace, 80 shooting, 82 passing and 84 dribbling make for an incredibly overpowered cam, especially when you use the right chemistry style on him to get a little bit more out of him in the areas that you want. This guy turns into an absolute beast. He'll score goals, he'll create tons too, and just proves to be a very, very solid pick. Now we finish the team off with an incredible player, the most expensive player in this team, and one of the best players in the game by far, in Antoine Griezmann. Not maybe the quickest striker in the world, yes, and it's obviously an area that I upped with the Hawk chemistry style, but his movement is so exceptional and he carries the ball with his immense dribbling at 89 overall, making him a really, really fun player to use, one that you can weave in and out of defenders, get him into great areas to use his unique and incredible shooting that he does possess. A real clinical finisher that will definitely cap the team off nicely, play through the middle with Gareth Bale very, very well and be fed so easily because he makes such intelligent runs and really is just a fine player to be using in this game, especially early on in FIFA. I'm sure his price will reduce, which will reduce the price of this overall team, as he is very, very expensive at the moment, but still worth going out and buying because this guy is absolutely insane. So guys, now we're going to go ahead and look at the custom tactics, which is where this team and this squad really does come to life. Now I instantly changed to the attacking formation where I change the formation, but we'll have a look at the tactics first, and we do have a defensive style of press after possession loss. Not a particularly wide formation, as you can see there in defence. We want to keep it nice and narrow to block the spaces, but we do have a really high press defensive tactic because we've got a lot of pace in the back line and we do have Casemiro doing a really good job, and it does mean that you can press higher up the pitch and keep those ball players getting the ball back and also using it wisely, which is always good. We have a fast build-up style, as you can see there, for the attacking. We also have a relatively, sort of in the middle situation with the width. Players in the box were really high there, nearly maxed out, and corners and free kicks equally matched there. We do move the formation to the 4-3-1-2, which I think works very well, which leaves Griezmann, Bale, Marco Asensio in those front three options, and we have Fekir, Casemiro and Artur with everything else exactly the same. Now we'll move ahead and actually have a look at the instructions on these guys, and on Griezmann and Bale we both have stay central and getting behind. On Marco Asensio we have stay forward. On Casemiro, very importantly, we have stay back while attacking, aggressive interceptions and cover centre. And then on Nabil Fekir we have get forward, as I really do want to utilise his attacking qualities. That really does complete the team, guys. It is an interesting one where you could use it as it comes, but I do think switching to that 4-3-1-2 really does allow you to get the most out of Griezmann and Bale and produce a very attacking team that is also incredibly solid too. So I hope you enjoyed this squad builder, guys. If you have any suggestions for improvements, leave that in the comments below. Any questions as well, ask away too, and peace.